Hello and welcome to Season 3, Episode 6 of the Discordancy Podcast. So, for this edition, or for this episode of the podcast, I will be talking about another English language broadsheet. So, back in Saturday, I don't think it was, I think it was a Saturday. It was the 2nd of August, and I was going to pick up my brother from me going to the gym. Like when I went to the gym, worked out for a bit, and then went to the city plaza, like Times Square in New York. Like here we have a plaza. Then on the way to pick up my brother, I noticed a stall. A lot of broadsheets were sold there, both in English and Filipino. Noticeably, there were a lot more English language broadsheets than Filipino language broadsheets. So I bought two English language broadsheets for 25 pesos each, which amounts to 50 pesos or about $1, like a single US dollar. And here they are. Look at these. One broadsheet is noticeably thicker than the other. So I don't know if I bought a lot more than I paid for. So I hope the Daily Tribune is just one huge broadsheet. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to tackle the Daily Tribune for this episode or for any other subsequent parts. And then after that, I will be tackling the Manila Bulletin. Now, before I start, to be quite frank with you, I do not necessarily agree with the political leanings of these two broadsheets. I simply just bought them because I thought they were interesting to look at. Let me check their political leanings. Hold on. Hold on. Where they are. Okay. So here in my notes, it seems like the Manila Bulletin is a center-right to conservative broadsheet. It is pro-administration, it avoids controversy, it rarely publishes hard-hitting investigations, it is the oldest broadsheet, generally mild in tone, and favors, quote, development journalism. And its audience is older conservative provincial readers and some business circles. You may notice that the audience part there does not necessarily doesn't necessarily reflect me. I am younger. I am a young reader. I am a center left, like a center left of center. I'm a city reader, and I am not part of any business circle whatsoever. And the Daily Tribune here, excuse my throat or my state of well-being. The Daily Tribune's political leanings is right-wing to far-right, especially under certain administrations. It is nationalist, pro-military, strongly critical of progressive and leftist movements. It often defends sitting presidents, especially those with strongmen or populist tendencies like Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Rodrigo Duterte, and Bongbong Marcos. It has sharp editorial attacks on critics of the administration, especially activists, opposition figures, and independent media like Rappler or the Philippine Daily Inquirer. It features hardline, often populist or authoritarian-leaning commentators who favor law and order, traditional values, and anti-communist rhetoric. It is sometimes seen as propagandistic, especially during times when it aligns closely with presidential messaging. And its target audience is conservative readers, supporters of tough on crime or nationalist policies, older demographics, and defenders of the status quo with a rightist slant. So, no, I did not buy this because I like their opinions in when it comes to politics. These are incredibly like polar opposites of what I actually believe in. Like, I don't think being tough on crime actually resolves crime. Like, we have already seen a lot of examples of that in the United States alone. So these two broadsheets are broadsheets that I should not read if I do not want to go insane. However, for the sake of neutrality and for the sake of being unbiased, I will be reading these two broadsheets in full-ish. Right. Let's start with the bigger one. The Daily Tribune. Without fear, without favor. Yes, it is a weekend edition. Look at that. Saturday, the 2nd of August, 2025. There's an ad here at the top. There's also a First Lady's Corner here. Also, a Pro Patriot Journalism Award from the Rotary Club of Manila. There's also a comic here. It's majority sides with Supreme Court ruling. Hold on, let me just. Where is the halfway? Is this it? Is this the? Yeah. There we go. Look at that broadsheet. Very, very huge. I know. Oh my goodness. It calls itself a newsstand here at the bottom. Hold on. Century Peak Cement. An ad here. There is a mailing address here if you want. 3450 Concept Building, Florida Street, Makati City, 1235. Its email is dailytribune@tribune.net.ph. For subscription, phone is +63 2883 37085. So in Filipino terms, local number terms, 0928 833 7085. The spacing that they put in here is incredibly confusing. I don't know why they had to do that. The email is ads@tribune.net.ph. The newsstand price is 20 pesos, and the issue is volume 25, number 9016, with 36 pages and 5 sections. Yes, the newsstand price, like the actual original price of this is 20 pesos. And I paid 25 for this. So, like, the distributor got 5 pesos for my purchase. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's take a closer look at their... Hold on. Excuse me. Take a look at their social media accounts. Look at that. Lookity look. Alright. Let's have a closer look with some of these. Senate nails impeach shut. Majority sides with Supreme Court ruling. Pag-ibig hits profit milestone. Infrastructure alone won't heal. A doctor's honest look at healthcare reforms. Well, I might want to take a look at that to see if I do actually agree with that. Trump grants 1 week reprieve. Let's see. U.S. President Donald Trump delayed for another week to the 7th of August the imposition of reciprocal tariffs on most countries, including the Philippines, in a minor reprieve that opens the door to further negotiations. I do not think this is some good news that they're trying to portray it as. 1 week reprieve for tariffs. is simply not the best solution out there. This is simply just a scare tactic, to be honest. There's a full speech here from Ambassador Ian Fluss. Here it is. A final note: friendship beyond borders. I might scan that after after the taping of this episode. Oh, there's a QR code here as well. Look at, wow, very nice. They also put a photo of Vice President Sara Duterte here in the corner. I don't know what she's doing here. What? What is that? What is she actually doing there? What? Is she like the Senate nails impeach? Is she supposed to be the center of attention for this Senate nails impeach shut? I don't know. What? God. Right. Let's move on to the next page. There are 6 sections apparently. Oh my god. Alright. First is Senate nails impeach shut. The Senate decision was reached after a caucus on Tuesday, where the sentiment among at least 19 to 20 senators emerged, which is to respect the Supreme Court ruling. Alright. Then, okay, there's also an opposite side part here of that news that I just said. Meanwhile, Senator Risa Hontiveros confirmed that 4 senators, including herself, have signed a resolution urging the Senate to continue with Duterte's impeachment trial despite the Supreme Court ruling. The resolution, reportedly co-authored by Senators Francis Kiko Pangilinan and Bam Aquino, is still seeking broader support. In another development, the House of Representatives is preparing to file a motion for reconsideration, arguing that the Supreme Court's decision was based on incorrect findings that contradicted official records. The Supreme Court clarified that its ruling does not clear Vice President Duterte of any wrongdoing. A fresh impeachment complaint may be filed after the 6th of February 2026, in line with constitutional rules. As of now, the upper chamber appears poised to respect the judicial authority, with Estrada stressing that constitutional order must prevail. Senator Rafi Tulfo earlier said he was ready to do his duty as a judge of the impeachment court, but he also respected the role of the Supreme Court in checking if government actions, including impeachment, followed the Constitution. There's also a short strip of news here called Double Lucky. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Next, there's also First Lady celebrates Pinoy artistry. Then Pag-ibig hits profit milestone. Philippines, India solidify ties anew. OFW hospital eyes more support. Supreme Court upholds suspension of engineer amid software ownership row. Tarabasa institutionalization pushed. DILG conducts briefing for new local officials. My goodness. Let's read a bit. Let's see. Livestock raisers always look forward to their animals giving birth as it means more income for them. Farmer Resting Ramos of Taisan, Batangas, however, had a hard time helping his cow deliver its calf, so he called a veterinarian from the Department of Agriculture for assistance. TV show I Wonder reports. Agricultural Officer Estelito Ortega came and saw the cow was very exhausted from her labor. He noticed that the calf's unusually large head was causing its hardship, according to the show. Ortega and Ramos used rope. Oh my god. rope, oh my, to pull the calf out of the cow's birth canal. When the calf was out, they were shocked to see that it had 2 heads. Oh, I know this news. Zoo and wildlife veterinarian Dr. Romulo Bernardo called the case a bicephaly. Hold on. Bicephaly. Conjoined twins that never fully separated while in the egg stage, according to GMA News. The calf, unfortunately, died shortly after, and Ramos buried it. Meanwhile, 2 were better than 1 for a lottery better in Flinchburg, Massachusetts, USA. What a turn! What a turn. Paul Corcoran bought a Powerball ticket with a $1 million jackpot prize from a local supermarket. The numbers he picked were good for 7 draws. Powerball is basically like the lotto in the US. Like, it's a very huge lottery in the United States. There's more than one. Oh, come on. What the damn? Hold on. Nandiyan pa ang taho. Wait lang. Taho daw. Anyways, apologies for the interruption. Anyways, Powerball is not the only lottery in the US. There's actually one run by each state, so there's at least 50, but it is like one of the largest. Anyways, where was I? Later, Corcoran thought the 7th draw was over, so he bought another ticket with the same numbers at a gas station in Leominster. ABC News reports. In the 9th of July draw, Corcoran's numbers came up and he won the jackpot. With 2 tickets with the same numbers, he won double. Corcoran collected his winnings at the Massachusetts State Lottery's Dorchester headquarters on the 11th of July. Its officials said, according to ABC News. That is pretty cute. The first one story, though, that was like, what did they use to portray here? What is this supposed to mean? Like, hold on, let me... What on earth is this supposed to mean? Like, what? What? I know the one is a cow, like on the right. Well, what's on the left? I seriously don't know. I am utterly confused by that. Anyways, what else can we see? Dole's bloat debt, centering on the provision of cash subsidies to battle poverty as a fiscal policy, has backfired. SONA 2025, a bold blueprint. There's this is commentary. Okay, this is where the right wing thing comes in. This is no longer news per se. Yeah, might actually have to show this to you when I hold on. I don't know if there's a virtual copy of these broadsheets, but here's mine. Look at that. I know it's pretty dull. I know. There's also this next one, the commentary section. Look at that. There's an illustration here. Pambawas ng kabigatan sa buhay, cash subsidies, and 23 trillion pesos in debt. It's actually still not 100% of GDP. There's also Quiet Shield. A true win won't be shouted from podiums. Rather, it will be heard in the deep sigh of relief from families who can finally and blessedly sleep dry. Oh my goodness. There's also bold, drastic action needed to hit Philippine goals. Double-digit growth to achieve ideal economic development status goals may be difficult but not impossible if, at the very least, the Philippines can substantially attract more than $9 billion in FDIs annually, increase manufacturing by at least 20% of GDP, and cut poverty to single digits. There's also poker player Trump bluffs Japan. Israel started the war and ended up losing. The U.S. sent a B-52 but destroyed nothing. If you want to read that, you can read it. Pause. Okay. Oh boy, there are memorandums here for the Metro Manila area. I think. Is it? Or this is just. Oh no, this is just an LTFRB memorandum, right? Sabongero kin tag atong ang government concedes flagship projects face risks. Trump grants 1 week reprieve. Viral kid bagger rescued. Wait, hold on. Authorities have rescued a child who gained online attention after a video showed her holding a knife while begging at the intersection of Alabang Zapote Road and Diego Serra Avenue. Am I visible? Okay, good. I am visible. The child is now in the custody of the local government of Las Piñas City. She was immediately rescued by the barangay, said Las Piñas City Police Chief. Police Colonel, Private Colonel, I don't know, it's P. Colonel Sandro J. Tafalia. So now she's under the care of the City Social Welfare and Development. The Department of Social Welfare and Development confirmed it has coordinated with the local government. When this went viral, we immediately coordinated with the local government, and she's now in their care, even as we speak, said DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian. Why the hell? What happened? What? It's fine. Then there's also DMW, wary of job predators. What? What do you mean by job predators? Can I play Roblox? Let me just interrupt for a bit because I have just been notified that there's a master sprinkler on stock, and I do play Grow a Garden, so let me just get the master sprinkler. Anyways, here's the memorandum while I'm playing Grow a Garden for a bit. Here it is. Let's okay, very nice. Okay. I've now gotten the master sprinkler. We will now proceed to the last page of this section. Here it is. Israeli passenger nabbed for gun parts possession Oh my god. There's also Marikina Sting ups yield 1 million peso shabu. QCPD logs significant achievements. Alright. There's also QC drug bust net 3 druggies. DILG MMDA mall street parking ban. DMW cracks whips against illegal recruiters. And Group I's cage-free tracker in October. Group I's cage-free tracker in October. Damn. There it is. That's for the DILG thing. The Metro section, apparently. Metro booming. Okay. Right. That's the first section. Gone after about 26 minutes. Okay, next section. Money. I like money. What advice can this thing get with money? Also, by the way, I will only be tackling the first 3 sections of the Daily Tribune broadsheet because this is actually incredibly huge and incredibly time consuming to tackle in a single episode. It will take me hours. Like, this is the longest episode we've had is, I think, nearly 2 hours. That's it, or just over an hour. That between those. So, like, we shouldn't spend a lot of time because we're going to milk the hell out of these 2 broadsheets and make a lot of episodes out of these. All right. Trade deal sanctions to push oil prices higher. Gasoline, diesel, and kerosene prices may rise next week due to renewed concerns over supply disruptions following U.S. President Trump's sanctions on Russia and Iranian oil and improved demand prospects after the U.S.-EU trade deal. There's also peso depreciation against the dollar, flood-proof Makati on a section called the Scatterbutt. EDC powers up 7 billion peso Tanawon geothermal plant, empowering MSMEs through incorporation. And there's also, hey, can taxes save lives? Yes, if done right. Sin taxes cut harmful use on tobacco, alcohol, and sugary drinks. In the Philippines, 80% of revenues go to universal health care. Oh, well. Alright. Yeah, just look at that. Trade deal, sanctions to push oil prices higher. Then there's this scutterbutt. I really don't know what that means. There's also, hey, can taxes save lives? Yes, if done right. Empowering MSMEs. And the EDC powers up 7 billion peso Tanawon geothermal plant. Okay, there we go. Next page. Ooh. Oh, the Philippine Stock Exchange. There's also a Forex table here. Okay, this one is more broad than the last, than the one that I saw with the Philippine Daily Inquirer. There are index summaries here. OFC's Q1 domestic assets surged to 10 trillion pesos. Wow, right? There's the peso dollar rate. It is down to 58 pesos and 14 centavos. 53.40 on the stock market. 53.4. The index summary. The PSEI up All shares up, financials up, industrial up, holding firms up, services up, mining and oil down, and property up. The Dow Jones, as of the 1st of August, down in the US. Oh no, actually, like the Dow Jones Stock Exchange down, the FTSE down, Nikkei down, Hang Seng down, Singapore down, and Shanghai down. Like all of them are down. There are also Forex table here. It's very broad. The most active top 10 gainers and top 10 losers here. Like, wow. There's also the full list of the stock exchange, categorized by category, like what they're good at. There it is: services, media, only 2, ABS, CBN, and GMA Network. ABS CBN's stock is worth 150,000 pesos, while GMA Network's stock costs 941,000 pesos. Like one share costs 941,000 pesos. That's a lot. Like look at that. That's very extensive coverage. Like this is the section that I really like. Then there's also this part: Mitsubishi Finance to improve MMC's Philippine market share. There's also a memorandum here from the LTFRB again. Then PXP boosts holding in West Philippine Sea assets, empowering MSMEs through incorporation. And IMI nets 670 million pesos from check unit sale. Yeah, I know. I actually didn't even realize that we have already been to the next part of this episode. Oh my goodness, it already cut. Apologies if you didn't actually see anything. Next part: ICTSI to operate Indonesia's main Batam port. Then PAL grows Clark Mactan hubs for NAIA turboprop flights. Yeah, excuse me. There's also some... What are these? Legal notices, extrajudicial settlement of estate, extrajudicial settlement of the intestate, affidavit of self-adjudication, affidavit of self-adjudication by sole heir of estate, erratum, deed of extrajudicial settlement of the estate, and extrajudicial settlement of estate with deed of absolute sale. Look, there's also some tiny details in here. Look at that. Name of foreign national intending to apply for the position. So this is, career opportunity. I see. All of the foreign nationals are Cameroonian, which is interesting. Wait, hold on. Company hereby declares that the above named foreign national is able, willing, and qualified to perform the services and job description for this position. The company has the intention to employ the said foreign national and apply for an alien employment permit with the Department of Labor and Employment, National Capital Region, located at 967 Marigaya Street, Malate, Manila. Whoa. Now on to the next part: Techno Gizmo. Challenges to digitalization dream of government. As we embrace digitalization, we expose ourselves to an escalating threat landscape. US-India launch powerful Earth monitoring satellite. How BPOS adapt to AI. There's rising demand for people who train, audit, and manage AI. Xiaomi drops high-end monitors, and 100 years on, quantum world still divides physicists. Well then, alright. This will be a relatively short episode compared to my other newspaper episodes, because I really don't want to waste a lot of time tackling into every nook and cranny of these pages. A bird, a cage, a god of flowers. What? Wow. Well, okay. This is now the pep section. Pep. Then there's Food Panda aims 2.5 million peso riders. Alright, hold on. Let me, what do you call this? Elaborate on that one. Delivery service provider Food Panda Logistics announced that it has provided over 2.5 million pesos in relief aid under its Panda Pag-asa program to over 5,000 partner Kapanda riders coming from areas hit hardest by the enhanced southwest monsoon or habagat and successive weather disturbances last week. There's also Benchmark Farm, Women Rising Up, and yeah, that's for the PEP section. The PEP section. Abstraction becomes emotional cartography in Delphine's trauma-informed works. Let's see. First parenting. Okay. So this is the look. That's a very nice exhibit. That's Delphine, by the way. Is that what she's known as? Like, her name is not exactly elaborated here, so right, I guess we'll go with that. Okay, there's now the nation section. We're not at the nation section. Right, alrighty. Luzon drug sweep, 31 nabbed. Okay. Stronger barangays built through SBDP. The support to barangay development program, right? DAR awards titles, forgives farmers' debt. DSWD now accepts GCash payments. Fruit bat triggers Masinloc blackout. Oh no. 911 hotline goes nationwide. Ooh. Road upgrade eases dinalupihan traffic, and DA eyes climate smart farming. There's also a section here called the Daily Gospel. This is St. Matthew chapter 14 verses 1 to 12. Saturday of the 17th week in ordinary time. Right, I'll read this in full. Herod the Tetrarch heard of the reputation of Jesus and said to his servants, "This man is John the Baptist. He has been raised from the dead. That is why mighty powers are at work in him." Now Herod had arrested John, bound him, and put him in prison on account of Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip. For John had said to him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." Although he wanted to kill him, he feared the people, for they regarded him as a prophet. But at a birthday celebration for Herod, the daughter of Herodias performed a dance before the guests and delighted Herod so much that he swore to give her whatever she might ask for. Prompted by her mother, she said, "Give me here on a platter the head of John the Baptist." The king was distressed, but because of his oaths and the guests who were present, he ordered that it be given, and he had John beheaded in the prison. His head was brought in on a platter and given to the girl, who took it to her mother. His disciples came and took away the corpse and buried him, and they went and told Jesus. What on earth was that gospel? What? Am I reading this correctly? What is this supposed to mean? What? I don't know what the lesson of this is. Is this just for the sake of saying Hey, this is the gospel. Have at it. Is that what's happening here? Anyways, this is the entire nation. It's on the nation page, by the way. This is on the nation page. Nation. Jesus. I know we're a Catholic country, but god damn. What? That's a bit much. That's a bit much. It really is a bit much. Okay, now this next one. Now this is nation. This is actually nation. These news stories should be on nation, under the nation banner. Okay, this first headline that I just saw is pretty compelling. From eyesore to echo park, Talisay River reborn. Ex-rebels get 400,000 peso livelihood aid from Dole. Let's read a bit. Cagayan de Oro City, which is a 2-hour drive from here, the Department of Labor and Employment, through its Integrated Livelihood Program, formally turned over a 400,000 peso livelihood package for a rice retailing project to a cooperative of former rebels on Thursday. The project, dubbed the Bigasan Project, was awarded to the Anlag Ani Tapukanan Consumers Cooperative, an organization composed of former rebels who surrendered under the 58th Infantry Di Malulupig Battalion. Okay, nice. Then Nueva Ecija, ICE first crop processing plant. Salvadora named Region 3's top police officer. And human error fuels Davao road crash surge. Let's see. Road crash incidents in the city surged by 31.3% in the first 7 months of 2025, largely due to human error, according to the Traffic Enforcement Unit. TEU Chief Lieutenant Colonel Christian Antonio D. Garcia reported during the Davao Peace and Security Press Corps Media Forum that 2,598 road crashes were recorded from January to July 2025, already surpassing the 1,998 cases reported in all of 2024. A total of 4,864 vehicles were involved in these incidents, marking a 25% increase from last year. Private vehicles accounted for 37%. Oh my god. Followed by motorcycles, 21%, and trucks, 10%. Human error accounts for 90% of these accidents, mostly due to distracted driving, fatigue, cell phone use, and failure to follow traffic rules, Garcia said. Excuse me. He noted that 83% of the incidents resulted in property damage, 14% in minor injuries, 2% in serious injuries, and 1% were fatal. Okay, that's the good news. 1% was fatal. Only 1% of the accidents actually killed someone, which is great. It shouldn't be zero, because how else could it be zero? It can only be zero if no one was driving. But 1% is good. That's the good news here. The bad news is that's a lot. That is still a lot of car crashes. Let's continue. Garcia identified CP Garcia Highway and MacArthur Highway as common crash areas, saying some motorists treat them like racetracks in the absence of traffic enforcers. The problem is not always the road. Most of the time, it's the driver's lack of discipline. Accidents usually happen from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., while the safest hours are from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., he added. Efforts to improve road safety are ongoing, including training more traffic enforcers and strengthening coordination with the Land Transportation Office, Garcia said. Okay, so this is the last page for the Nation section.
Follow us on social media. Let's get connected for the latest news and updates.
You can scan that and follow them here if you wish. I'm not following them anytime soon. Their opinion sections are bad. It's just bad. The news is accurate. I will give them that. But the opinion section, no. Even the gospel, the daily gospel, what on earth was that? Was that just for the sake of, hey, this is a passage from the Bible, have at it? Is that why is that why they... I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, this next one is the action section. We're now at the third and halfway point. This is the final section of this episode. This is the final section that we're going to be tackling in for this episode. The next 3 sections I will be tackling in the next episode. I don't know when that next episode will be because I will be starting college in about 2 weeks. So, yeah. Anyways, let's take a look. Oftana looking good ahead of FIBA tourney. Like tournament? I guess. Desert Storm. Gilas hits ground running, ready to chase Asian glory. Pros amateurs eyed for Southeast Asian Games. And Golden Opportunity beckons Hinebra role players. Look at that. Yes. Also, I noticed the name of the editor. Julius C. Manikad. If I am correct in identifying who this Julius is, I think, without looking anything up, I think this is Jiggy Manikad, the former journalist from from GMA News, who is now the host of Frontline Pilipinas in TV5. I'm probably wrong because I don't think you can be a news anchor on a major television network and be an editor of an English language broadsheet at the same time. But that is my best guess as to who Julius C. Manikad is. I know there's a not so tiny chance, like there's a big chance that this Julius is not Jiggy Manikad. But I have a hunch. I have a tantalizing guess. So, yeah. Also, Gilas is confident its preparation will be better this time and hopefully earn positive results. Okay. Okay, this next one, okay. Milestone achieved. Zverev claws back, pulls off 500th ATP victory. Korea makes Astros return. POC deploys 47 bets to World Games. 4 teams fight for survival. And Subic Bay gears up for IM doubleheader. Masterstrokes. Overreach. Oh, this is just like a tip for playing golf. Here it is. Sorry for the warped paper. Look at that. Masterstrokes. Then this next section. Quips. Comics. I like this. Okay. Let's read this together. Let's see. Hold on. Ow. Why did I smell that? I don't know. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Quips. Let's start with the first one. Moon Punch by Glensky. Oras na pala bumalik sa pampang. Baka maglabasan na yung mga sinasabi ng mga matanda. Alin? Chinese Coast Guards? Meron din tayong Pinoy Coast Guards dito sa West Philippine Sea. Hindi injectol. Ang ibig ko sabihin, mga sabi-sabi na sirena na kumukuha ng mga mag-iista paggabi na. Nako. Kwentong kutsero lang mga yun. Uy, may kumagat. Yes! Bahala ka, basta uwi na tayo. Naintindihan mo ba ko? Uy! I think that was bad. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Tol, yung neighbor natin na suplada na himatay dito sa harapan ng bahay natin. Tulungan mo ako buhatin. Hinimatay? As in, unconscious? Oo nga, tol, unconscious talaga ito. Anong gagawin natin? Tititigan? Seryoso ka? Ay, hold on. Kaya mo na yan. Basta titigan mo lang na matagal. Titigan? Seryoso ka? Oo, tol. Hanggang makonsyos. What? Okay. That was good though. That was good. I think that was a good impression of how these two people would sound. One's an old grandfather and the other is a bit young, or in the younger section, or in the younger demographic. Abby at Robbie. Astig ang ngipin mo, kuya. Parang exam. 1 seat apart. Sa'yo rin, Rob. Parang test. Pelenda blank. Sa'yo lang. Oh my god. Oh, Pelenda blank. Damn. Oh god, that's good. Oh, that's actually good. Oh my. Wow. Pelenda blank. Ow. Okay, there's also Red Tails of 2:50 p.m. Hey, wake up already. We got lunch. We've also got hot gossip. I'm all ears. I mean, right? What? Okay. Tarcito's Branch. Sino yung mga bisita mong big time kanina, Tarcito? Mga pinsan ko galing sa Quezon. Nagpabakuna sa Maynila. Mukhang yayamanin eh. Puro magsasaka lang mga yun. Paano mo nasabing ni yayamanin? Eh kasi sa mga kuko pa lang, may mga lupain na. Hehehe. Ibaon ko kaya sa lupa to. Damn. Alright. Next is Salakot. Smith. Lolo, kumain na po kayo kahit 2 kutsara lang. Lolo, niloloko mo ba ako? Lugaw nga, di ko malunok. Kutsara pa. Okay. Alright. Next is Wormholes. Lagpak na naman mga grades mo. Alam mo bang napakataas ng mga pangarap ko para sa'yo? Imbis na libro, cellphone lagi inaatupag mo. Paano mo yun maabot ang mga pangarap ko para sa'yo? Magsalita ka. Bakit naman kasi sa mataas pa ninyo isinabit? Di ba pwede sa lapag lang? True. Okay, that's a good one. This last comic is called Loco Palaka. Bihis na. Saan ba? Bihis na. Saan palakad? Magdideposito ako ng pera sa bangko. May bangko para sa mga palaka? Oo, meron. Saan banda yun? Riverbank. God damn it, that's good. Riverbank. Damn, that's good. Wow. Look, come on. Here are all the comics. There it is. There's also spot the difference here. Let's try and play this. Lotto tips. I don't know what that is. Are these political commentaries on the state of affairs right now? I think it is. Spot the difference. Like, yeah, this is Well, I can see some differences. Like for one, these utensils are not here. The Republika ng Pilipinas sign or the logo, the symbol. Then there's this wood thing, whatever the hell, on top of her head. She has a bag here and then some good few drinks. There's also this one, blotch, a single blotch, a blot of a drink or something. I think besides that, that's it, I suppose. What the hell are they even entailing here? Like, when it comes to the Philippine government, it's good, but when it's anybody else, it's incredibly bad. I don't know. I don't know how to actually process this. Because what the hell is this? This is almost gibberish, to be honest. Boy. This is why I like the Philippine Daily Inquirer, man. Not just because they're center to center left, which I am more sympathetic to, but it's just better. Okay. We're now on the last action section. Here it is. NU downs Notre Dame in straight sets. Carlos on cue. Biado targets U.S. Open crown. Marchioli named Philippine women's football assistant coach. Pasay Caloocan Binyan flex muscles. And footballer Fontanilla makes history. Alright. Excuse me? Then there's this next one called Golf Plus. This is a section called Golf Plus. Japanese bets dominate AIG Women's Open. 10 share lead in Superkit Order of Merit. Hold on. AIG Women's Open. I had a double bogey today, but I was able to quickly change my mindset, and I'm glad I'm good bounce back. And Damen takes charge. Hoey off to solid start. This is it. Yep, look at that. Look at that. And moving on. Okay, we're now at the next section. Okay, I think let's just give you a view of it again. Look at that. Good look. Have a good look at that. Alright. Now let's move on. Okay. Blast. Ooh, these are all cars. These are all car related. Alright. Heritage halted. Jaguar sales plummet following mass model purge. Jaguar is not pretending there's no risk. This has been described as a do or die moment. There's Max stays on. Verstappen ends speculation by committing to Red Bull for 2026. And those are the only two news stories for the Blast section. Yeah. Look at that Jaguar. It did not end well for them. Next is the World section. Trump, Russian attacks disgusting. Sandstorm sweeps across southern Peru. U.S. envoy to inspect Gaza aid. Steve Witkoff would inspect distribution sites and secure a plan to deliver more food and meat with local Gazans. Microsoft's valuation tops $4 trillion. And storm clouds hover near Central Park on the 31st of July in New York City. There's also a notice to the public by the city government of Muntinlupa. Application for accreditation of civil society organizations for representation in the local special bodies. I think we're almost dead. So there will be a few parts in here that will be audio only. So yeah. Washington has given Moscow until the end of next week to cease hostilities in Ukraine under threat of severe economic sanctions. Okay. And then the very last part of this section of the newspaper, section C. Oh my, there it is. All right, this is the world section again. Militants out, video of hostage. Bear attacks woman 73. Landslide prone Nepal tests AI power warning system. Oh, that's nice. And then a few tidbits here. Iran amputates thieves. Israel says struck Hezbollah missile factory. Gas workers uncover 1,000-year-old mummy. And ex-airman who killed wife, 2 kids executed. And this is the weather for today, I think. Yeah. Also for the next few days, or next couple of days. The listed cities here are Metro Manila, Tuguegarao, Lawag, Baguio, SBMA Clark, Tagaytay, Legazpi, Puerto Princesa, Iloilo Bacolod, Metro Cebu, Tacloban, Cagayan de Oro, Metro Davao, and Zamboanga. So, yeah, we have now covered all of this. Yeah, there's nothing more else to cover for now. Alright, let's just wait to die down for this for a couple of minutes. Yeah, we have covered a lot within the span of an hour or so. So, that's really good. Really, really good. Okay. Yeah, I think that is it for now. These next 3 sections, this is a teaser for the next one. Life. If you know, you know. You can scan that now. Oh, alright. Yeah, I think let's end this now. Thank you so much for tuning in for this episode. Goodbye.